Good morning students, Sairam. Today in English we are going to continue with lesson number 5 part 4, that is Jane Eyre at Lowood Institution. And in the first 3 parts, so far now you must be very much aware about what kind of a girl Jane was, how she was treated by her aunt Mrs. Reed, and then how she was brought to the Lowood Institution, and how she was introduced over there by Mrs. Reed to Brocklehurst, and the impression mind about Jane. Later, Mr. Brocklehurst also did the same while introducing Jane. He introduced the same to the pupil in the institution. And so with this all incident, Jane was also very depressed, and she was ready to do anything in order to prove herself. She was ready to sacrifice her life even for she want people to not have bad impression about her, but think that she is a good girl. And later she was very depressed, was in negative thoughts. Then she had a friend, Helen Burns, who helped her out to come out of all this negativity, and she explained her to think about the millions of people in the world instead of the 18 peoples in the institution. And in this way they also had one teacher in the institution, Miss Temple, who encouraged Jane to come out with all this negative thoughts, and she also promised to help Jane to come out of all these things. And we have seen that Miss Temple, she took both the girls to her apartment, and during night time, and she asked Jane to open up to tell all her childhood incidences to her. And so Jane was also feeling very friendly, very happy, and like somebody is asking, caring for her. So she openly told all the story about her childhood, how she was being locked in the haunted chamber where Mr. Reed had died, and she could just was very scared, where she could see just everywhere her uncle. And because of this, then she was being treated by Mr. Lloyd, and then Mr. Lloyd suggested to send her to the Lowood Institution, and that is how she landed in this institution. Then Miss Temple also promised her that she would try to remove all the false charges that were put upon her. But then she said Jane needs to be very honest and truthful while telling about her story, and she will not exaggerate on anything. Okay, whatever is the real truth, she has to tell. And so nicely they had a talk, and they started sharing their thoughts, and at the same time they were very happy, all three enjoying. So Miss Temple said, as for today you both are my guests. So she asked Barbara to bring some snacks, and then they nicely had a tea, a toast and cake, and they enjoyed it. And Jane was also feeling very hungry, and was very happy seeing all this. Having invited Helen and me to approach the table, and placing before each of us a cup of tea with one delicious but thin morsel of toast, Miss Temple took out a good-sized seed cake and proceeded to cut generous slices. We satisfied our famished appetite on the delicate fare she liberally supplied. So they were nicely enjoying, and she was also feeling very hungry. Famished means she would satisfy her hunger with and so liberally, so freely Miss Temple was talking to them, and she served them everything as if they were having a nice party, enjoying. And that was the free atmosphere that Jane also felt over there, and she was able to satisfy her hunger there, right? And later we would see that after tea was over and the tray had been removed, Miss Temple again summoned us to the fire. We sat on each side of her, and now a conversation followed between her and Helen. It was indeed a privilege to be admitted to hear such a conversation. So now, after finishing their tea and all snacks, then Miss Temple again called both the girls to sit near the fire, and they again had a talk. And now the conversation was between Miss Temple and Helen, and Jane was really enjoying the talks between the two, because she was thinking that the conversation they were having, she has never heard about it before, and it was also very knowledgeable. So she was very keenly listening to what both of them were talking. Okay, let's see further. They conversed of things I had never heard of, what stores of knowledge they possessed. When the bell announced bedtime, Miss Temple embraced us both, saying us she drew us to her heart. God bless you, my children. So when the conversation was going on between the two, I said Jane was enjoying it as she has never heard about it before, and then the bell rang for the bedtime, for sleeping, and then Miss Temple, she embraced both the girls, she gave them the blessings and asked them to go to sleep. About a week after this, Miss Temple, who had written to Mr. Lloyd, received his answer. Miss Temple, having assembled the whole school, announced that an inquiry had been made into the charges alleged against me, and that she was most happy to be able to pronounce me completely cleared from every charge. The teachers then shook hands with me and kissed me, and a murmur of pleasure ran through the ranks of my companions. So now, as Miss Temple had promised her that she would make attempts to clear out the charges on her, false charges which were put on her. So as she had a talk with Mr. Lloyd, and accordingly she got a reply after a week from Mr. Lloyd about Jane. And then in an assembly, Miss Temple announced that Jane is fully good, that she is very good girl, and she is very honest, sincere. Okay, and she removed all the false charges. She just told about all the wrong things which were being told about Jane. They were completely wrong. Actually, she is not that kind of a girl. Okay, and so when listening to this, all the people around, all the teachers in the institution were also happy. They came and shook hands with Jane, and also the her friends, the pupils around, they also started loving her, being kind to her, showing compassion towards her. Okay, so this is how she was now feeling very happy, feeling relieved of all the depression she was in. So she was feeling relaxed now. Okay, now there nobody will think about me as what wrong things will not come to in their mind about me. Thus relieved of a grievous load, I from that hour set to work afresh. I toiled hard, and my success was proportionate to my efforts. In a few weeks, I was promoted to a higher class. So now she was relaxed. She was relieved of all the depression, of all the tensions. Now she knows that everybody knows about her, what kind of a girl she was. So now she decided to concentrate on her studies. She started working hard, and she also got good results of that. And we could see she could see that her results were proportionate to her hard work, were equal. The way she was working hard, accordingly equal results she was getting of it. And then she was also later promoted to higher class. That night, on going to bed, I forgot to prepare in imagination the Burmese supper of hot roast potatoes or white bread and fresh milk, with which I was wont to amuse my inward cravings. Instead, I feasted on the spectacle of freely penciled houses and trees and picturesque rocks and ruins, and examined in thought the possibility of translating the French story which Madame Pirate had shown me that day. So now all her thoughts are changed totally. All her depression is gone. She is very excited to have new things in her life. And so that night, on going to bed, I forgot to prepare in imagination the Burmese. Now what is that? It is the imaginary things. She had the habit of imagining certain things, especially things related to food. Now want to is the habit of doing something, and she was very fond of all new dishes, fancy food, and in her imagination she would think about it. But then later, when this sudden change came into her life, when she was all the false charges were removed of hers, she was very happy to hear that. And then her imagination was totally changed. Okay, she started imagining things like big houses and all, and that she also imagined of writing, as she was very fond of French, writing in French. So, and picturesque rocks and ruins, and examine in thought the possibility of translating the French story. She started thinking of translating the French story which Madame Pirate had shown her that day, right? But I would not have exchanged Lowood with all its privations for Gatehead and its daily luxuries. So, what she is saying, though any lack of basic things may be there in the Lowood institution, but henceforth I will not think of leaving this institution and going anywhere. Instead, now this is going to be the best place for me. So, children, in all the four parts of this lesson, what we have learned, we have come across certain things. Like, see, Jane had gone through so many difficulties in life from her childhood till she came to the Lowood institution, and then too she managed to find a good friend like Helen Burns, right? So doesn't matter whatever problems, whatever obstacles come to your mind, you should always search for good things in life. That is what the lesson we learn, right? She got a good friend like Helen who would console her, who would try to bring out all the negativity from her mind, and would show her the new way of life. Then she also got a good teacher in the institution, that was Miss Temple. And what did she learn from Miss Temple? That is compassion and loyalty. To be kind to others, and you should always be honest, loyal and truthful. Right? Then Miss Temple also declared, because she has seen the honesty of Jane, the sincerity of Jane when she was telling her the story of all her childhood, Miss Temple was also very happy. And then she had promised her to remove all the false charges on her, and she contacted Mr. Lloyd and took a good report from her related to Jane, and she even announced it publicly in the assembly to the whole institution, where Mr. Brocklehurst in front of whole institution had said all negative thoughts about Jane. The same way Miss Temple had removed all the false charges which were put on Jane. Okay, now so she got a new way of living life. So she met many good people in her life, wherein at home where she was being not looked after as their own child by Mrs. Reed. So now Jane is comforted and relaxed. She is happy. Now she has got good teacher, good friend with whom she could talk, she could share and enjoy all of her life. And so she dedicates herself to her studies. And now what is now, see, we have seen in the story itself, when she was totally depressed, she was ready to die. Then she was, in order to prove herself to be truthful. But now what is her motive? She dedicates herself fully to her studies. Okay, so this is what we have learned from this lesson. I hope you all have understood the lesson so far, children. Yes? Now, we'll just do the past participle form. You must have seen your videos of verbs, right? In which we have done participles. What is a participle? Yes? Then, so today we'll just find out some participles from this lesson. Okay? So, past participle. So, what is the past participle for promote? It is promoted. Next we have pronouns. So, past participle for pronouns is pronounced. Then show, past participle for show is shown. And the last one, toil. So toil, what is the past participle? Toiled. Okay, so children, here we end with our lesson for today, and next class we'll meet with a new lesson. Till then, thank you children.